What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're doing a spoiler-free review of Calamity of Snakes. And this is an Unearthed classic that was sent out to me a little bit ago, and I'm finally getting around to watching it. And boy, is this chock full of fucking snakes. So first, I'm going to tell you what I think of this movie as a review, and then we're going to get into the unboxing of it and sort of what the ingredients are inside of here and what I thought of all the extras and everything, so that if you wanted to pick up a copy for yourself, there'll be a link down below. So yeah, Calamity of Snakes is a movie that I had heard about through many different channels. I've been on this sort of Hong Kong category 3 on down. There was a lot of different types of Hong Kong films that were just insane, crazy, weird, obscure, and just I've been on the hunt for them because I love them. But yeah, this was picked up by Golden Sun, another Hong Kong company out there that did take some Taiwanese films out to Hong Kong. So it's very rare that a Taiwanese film comes out. A lot of the Taiwanese films, they stayed in Taiwan, they didn't leave. So it's one of these films that actually got out. Now, if you're a fan of these kind of weird, crazy, exploitative films, then you may know of another film that was called The Killer Snakes. That came out in 1974, and it was about this guy who finds out that he sort of can kind of control snakes with his mind, and they start listening to him and talking and stuff, and then he sets them out to kill other people. And this was pretty exploitative for its time. But Calamity of Snakes said, hey, hold my beer, and threw more snakes at you than anyone has ever seen in a fucking movie before. And I mean it, guys. There are people throwing snakes at each other, chopping them to bits, bashing them on the head, biting them, drinking their blood, their urine, getting mongooses to eat them, chopping them in half with swords and letting them bite you on the face and shit like that. Literally, people were jumping on piles of snakes and falling over on them and running and stepping on them and getting bit on the ankles and
boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
We're talking thousands and thousands of fucking snakes. Not that I'm okay with it, but if you have a strong disliking to, I don't even like snakes, let's just put it this way, and I felt bad for the snakes because they are just fucking mashing the shit out of them. So I was spending most of my time doing a lot of these. Oh, no. Now, there's a documentary that talks about that whole specific thing and how snakes are very different to different cultures, and that, you know, some people might just be like, oh, you're just doing it to kill snakes, but they do use snakes for a lot of different things, and snakes are good and bad, mostly bad though. Now, the good thing about this movie is that it actually has a cruelty-free version on it. Now, I didn't get the chance to watch that one because I'm always going to push myself to watch the most uncut, although I didn't know that there was an actual fully uncut movie that is tucked into the extras, but it's not in 1080p. There is other stuff, though, that happens in the movie, and I can tell you exactly what it's all about. It's obviously about snakes. I don't know if you caught that. It's about a businessman who kills thousands of snakes that he finds outside of one of his apartment complexes that he's building. He's building this really cheap, cut-the-corners kind of style apartment complex, and he can't afford to pay anybody to take care of this big problem of thousands of snakes that he finds in a hole in the ground out in the middle of the construction site. So, like any crazed fool, he decides that he's going to go and start smashing them with some of the construction equipment. So he takes this big crane thing and starts smashing the crap out of them. It is what it is. There's about a 5 or 10 minute scene of them just smashing the shit out of snakes with hose, bats, stomping on them till they're in half. It's pretty wild. And his wife shows up before all of this happens, of course, to warn him that she had a dream not to kill the snakes. And he's like, how do you know about snakes? This is phooey. Get away from me. This is crazy talk. And then starts killing the snakes. And it essentially pisses the snakes off to the point where they seek vengeance on the entire apartment complex and the businessman. This is by director Chi Shang, who did movies like Bruce Lee's Deadly Kung Fu, China Heat, ninja swords of death, and many more. Like I said, there is other stuff in this film that is kind of fun and silly and just this weird poor humor. Like there's moments where they're making fun of a woman and compare her to a pig, and this is like the style of movie that this is. There's another scene where they have a master of snakes who literally fights a boa constrictor that is flying all over the fucking room, and he's fist punching it and kicking it and swinging all over the place. It's fucking wild. There's just tons of really weird dialogue between a lot of the guests and stuff. The mini boss guy is like this really annoying dude who's always hitting on women. It just gets weirder and weirder as the movie progresses. And obviously there's large segments of snake massacre. So yeah, if you have any qualms with snakes getting hurt, I would not recommend this film, okay? And it's not like I really enjoyed it. It's horrible what they do to these snakes. It really, truly is. It's not very many Taiwanese films that get out. And for a movie to beat The Killer of Snakes, well, this is the one. I would say that if it wasn't for all of the snake death, I would probably give this movie like a 6 or a 6.5. But with all the snake death, I mean, it's a pretty hard watch. Imagine being one of the cast members that they're literally just hucking and throwing snakes hand over fist at these people. It's crazy, man. They're just like, ah! But anyway, it is what it is. There's not too much to this, and there is an animal cruelty-free version of this. This is part of cinema back in the day, unfortunately, and that's what they did. Now, they don't do that shit anymore. I don't think anywhere in the world anymore. So if you are a fan of these kind of weird exploitation films that might be about snakes getting brutally massacred, well, this is your movie. I don't think you'll ever see anything like it, ever. And I mean, this is the most snakes any movie has ever had, so Samuel Jackson, you can pipe down, okay, buddy?
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes.
The movie kind of ends how you'd expect it to end, but like I said, there's not too much more to it other than that. It definitely would be a lot lower on my list if, you know, with the killing and the death and stuff, but if you can handle Cannibal Holocaust, you can handle this. But yeah, I'm going to go over some of the ingredients of this film and what's inside. Thank you very much, Unearthed, for sending this out to me. I'm really grateful to check out these wild and crazy films that you got. I know a lot of you guys who follow here enjoy these weird films too. Maybe this one isn't for you. We'll totally understand, but for those weird fucks like myself, there you go. Happy holidays. So obviously you get this slipcase here with this. Now this isn't a super popular movie, but you know, once it's gone, I'm pretty sure this is not going to be around. I can't see this getting repressed. You're very fortunate to see this. The only thing that was bouncing around on the internet for a while was this really shitty copy that was going around. But yeah, this cover is pretty cool. You got the back here. The inside cover is the same pretty much as the back too. The inside doesn't really have a flip or reversible cover here, but we do have the Calamity of Snakes disc. So it's not little bare bones on there, but I can imagine that finding any supplemental materials for this movie would be very, very hard. So, you know, just be thankful that they even have a copy on 1080p if you're a fan. But that's not all we got. We do have some ingredients in here that might be interesting to you because I did watch a lot of them, and it is interesting the story that they talk about from, you know, the Shaw brothers to, you know, these snakes. And it's a pretty long cut of this like story and everything, so it's pretty interesting. It's called From Shaw to Snakes, from Shaw Brothers, the production company, to Snakes, the venom and violence of early Chinese language horror cinema. We got Reptilian Recollections with Lin Kuang Yang and Conversations with Chu Ying Chung, who is one of the actors in the movie. We got an original English dub, which you can put on, and I think it's silly enough to watch it with that. So you don't have to take it so seriously if you don't want. Sometimes when I watch like real serious films, I'll put on the subtitles. But when it's as silly as something like this, I mean, just have fun. You know what I mean? Don't stress out. The dialogue is slightly, you know, hipped up for the English language. So they do sound a little kookier. So that might add to your enjoyment of watching it. I don't know. You also get commentary with Nathan Hamilton and Brad Slayton. There is the cruelty-free version, the alternative credits, the gallery, and the completely uncut version inside. By the way, this is a 2K scan restored version, so that's all I know about it, just to let you guys know. So it is chock full of Calamity of Snakes, and boy, what a calamity this movie is, but it is just so odd. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. I never saw The Killer Snakes either. I think I might have seen some of it back in the day. It's an old 70s film, but you know, this one really pushes the envelope and just goes so much further. So if you've seen that one and you want to see something with more snakes, well, by God, I got a copy for you. And you can pick it up from Unearthed Films right now from their Unearthed Classics collection. So thanks again, Unearthed, for sending this out to me. You guys fucking rock. Thank you for supporting this channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is this a bridge too far for you? Or would you watch something like this once and have it on your shelf? Would you watch it again? Shit. Would this be one of your favorite fucking movies? In either case, this is a pretty rare film, so if you're a collector, I would not miss out on picking it up. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Of course, hit the like and subscribe button and the little bell notification if you want to see more zany, weird, new, Hong Kong, and more. Thanks for coming by, and as always, long live the void.